Okay, so new topic today I'm going to start sqoop. Okay. So, so we have to install MySQL also because we are importing data from MySQL data to Hadoop file system. So we need MySQL we have to install in Ubuntu. Okay. So if you have not done before, so you have to install MySQL. So so we have already sqoop we have already installed, right? So once again I'm telling the steps, right? If you have not installed the sqoop, so how to install the sqoop? So you have to search the sqoop, okay? The sqoop download, and you have to find this distribution sqoop 1.4.7, and this the first one, tar.gz. This one you have to download and keep it in your software folder. The same step which I followed here, copy into the software folder and set the sqoop home path and bin path. And once you set this sqoop home and bin path, then you can run the source command. And after that, you will have to copy the MySQL connector jar. So MySQL connector jar you can find from the path, right? So this Maven repository path. If you search this path, so you can find the MySQL connector jar. So this jar you have to copy in the sqoop lib folder. Sqoop lib, you have to copy sqoop lib folder. Okay. I'll show that sqoop lib folder. And another jar you have to copy from the common lang 2.6 jar. Okay, because this jar will give the problem if you are not copying this jar, because this jar is not present, and you have to copy from the sqoop from the Hive library to the sqoop library. Okay. So when you go to, so here in my software folder, software folder. So here is, I downloaded the sqoop 1.4.7, this folder. Okay, this is the tar file I have extracted. And in the lib, I have copied the MySQL connector jar, so which I already showed to you. And another one is common lang 2.6 point jar. So common lang 2.6 point jar, you can get it from the Hive. If you go to your Apache Hive, and there is a library you go, and here is common lang 2.6. Common lang, this one. So common lang, this, copy this jar and write it to the, paste it to the same jar you copy in the sqoop. Okay. So these two changes you have to do, okay, in the sqoop library. And after that, you have to go to the bash rc file, nano.bashrc. So here in the bottom, you will go. So you have to set the sqoop home path. So sqoop home path is the path where your sqoop is there. So you will be setting the sqoop home and sqoop bin path. And after coming out, just use the source command. Okay. So once you do the source command, your path will be applied. Okay. So you can start, then you can see sqoop hyphen version. So you can see it will be showing the 1.4.7 version. If you are able to see this, it means your sqoop is configured properly. Okay. Next thing I need MySQL. Okay. So MySQL. So I have already installed MySQL. So MySQL, my username. and minus p password, and then you enter the password. Okay, so how to install MySQL? If you see my document file here, so here is a link, this DigitalOcean link. Okay, so everything is given in this step by step how to install MySQL in Ubuntu. So you go to this link, and first you install the sudo apt update, sudo apt install MySQL server, then start the MySQL service. Okay, and then you go sudo MySQL. So you have to enter in the MySQL without username password because sudo is allowing, and then you set the password, some password. So here, if you see this password is a password. So if you see here, this I'm setting the password. But if you want to set it some other password, you can set the password here. And root will be your username. Okay, and localhost is your localhost machine, right? So once you alter this, okay, because you are resetting the password here, okay, and with your password you are resetting, and after this you exit, and again you try this one, then you will see you will be able to log in. Okay, or if you are not able to do, then you have to follow the other steps. Okay, so this one you have to, sometimes it asks you the password is not more secure password, right? So it will follow these steps. Okay, okay, so I think once you set it your own password, then it will allow to log in you. Okay, after setting the password here, then if you do minus p and then you give your password, it will allow you to log in. Okay, so now if I see my MySQL, I'm able to log in. Okay, so here if I check the databases, show databases. Okay, so here already I have these databases. So I want to create a new database because I'm going to do the sqoop command, import command. Okay, so create database sqoop. Okay, and okay, because it is already exists, so I will create a new database sqoop2. Okay, and this database I have to use command, use sqoop2. Okay, and show tables. So right now there is no table, right? So whenever I'm doing practice, I will be creating a table here, and then I will import the data in Hadoop file system by using the sqoop. Okay, so sqoop is an import export tool. So I just go a little bit about the theory part. What is a sqoop? Okay, so we know there are the two ingestion tools are there in Hadoop file system. Okay, so we have seen how many tools in the Hadoop file system so far. So Hadoop file system, Hadoop, not Hadoop file system, Hadoop ecosystem. So Hadoop ecosystem is the combinations of the different small tools are there. So the core component of the Hadoop is, the core component of Hadoop is like two core components are there. The two core component of Hadoop is the SDFS and MapReduce. Okay, so these two component will come by default when you install Hadoop. So you don't need to install manually again like SDFS MapReduce because it will come by default with the two core components of Hadoop. Okay, so when you install Hadoop, these two core component will come, and after that, when you are going to install other ecosystem component, okay, so another one is Hive is there, so you have to install Hive manually. Install Hive in Ubuntu. Okay, suppose you want to go for um, um, sqoop. Okay, so sqoop also. So sqoop is a ingestion tool. Okay, ingestion tool, like it is receiving data from other source system, and the source system for the sqoop is RDBMS database, any RDBMS database, any RDBMS database. It could be any RDMS database is MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2. These are all same category of the databases. Okay, MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2. So these are all databases. Like you can ingest the data. And another one Hadoop ecosystem component, that is Flume. The Flume is also ingestion tool, but this is for, okay, this one is for structured data. Sqoop is for structured data, and Flume is for unstructured data and semi-structured data. Semi-structured and unstructured. So there are the three types of data in big data. So structured or semi-structured or unstructured data. So this is for semi-structured and unstructured data, like streaming data, right? Twitter streaming data is there, REST API data is there. Okay, the data is coming continuously. That data is called the streaming data, Twitter data. Okay, these are the JSON data. There's JSON data format. Okay, so Flume we use for this semi-structured and unstructured form of data. And other tools also, like one is the HBase is there, that is a NoSQL database. The NoSQL database is like similar to, we call it like Mongo and Cassandra, similar to MongoDB and Cassandra. Okay. So these are the examples of the NoSQL databases, like similar to the MongoDB and Cassandra. So HBase is another NoSQL database. Okay. So we are right now here, Sqoop, and then we'll see that Flume and HBase. Okay. So when we are using Sqoop, right, Sqoop is an ingestion tool, right? It is ingestion, it is doing ingesting a data from ingestion of the data from RDMS. Okay. So RDMS is a structured database, okay, which is having the structured data. And we are bringing the data from RDMS database to the Hadoop file system. Okay. So there are the different ways, right? Like I can do as a file, I can like write the data. File, as a file, we can write in Hadoop file system. As a file, we can write in SDFS. Okay. Second one is directly write data into Hive table. Okay. Okay. And directly write data into HBase table. So these are the three use cases, right? So first we will be working at the writing data as a file. Okay. And when you are writing data as a file in Hadoop file system, so default delimited character is comma. Okay. Default delimited character comma is there, right? So your fields are separated by comma by default. But suppose you say you don't want comma. Instead of comma, you want to say like I want dollar, right? So there is a one property, you can change any delimited character, like you can change dollar or you can change 5, anything you can change, or like you want data 5 delimited separated character, so you can change. Okay. And directly data into Hive, so this will be writing data into Hive table, because Hive table is having underlying storage is SDFS. So underlying storage for Hive table, underlying storage for Hive is SDFS. Okay. But we don't need to go for two-step process. Like first we are writing the data in SDFS and loading the data into Hive table. We can directly write the data into Hive table. So same thing, like we have underlying storage for the HBase also is SDFS. Okay. So these are the two different data. This is a data warehouse tool and this is a NoSQL database. Okay. But both are having underlying storage is SDFS. Okay. So here we are directly loading data into files. Okay, as in SDFS, and here we are directly loading data into Hive that is stored directly in underlying storage SDFS. Okay. Now we come to like what are the sqoop import commands are there. Sqoop has different utilities also there. So sqoop import is a one utility is there. Sqoop eval is a one utility is there. Sqoop validate is a one utility is there. Sqoop import all table is a one utility, import all tables. Okay. So these are the different utilities are there. So first we will be, and sqoop export also there. So sqoop is not only doing the import, sqoop will do the export. So what is the export? Export is like, suppose my data is in the file in Hadoop file system. So when you are bringing the data RDMS to Hadoop file system, this is called import. Okay. Like we say, like importing the data, right, from the different countries. And when I'm saying exporting data means I'm sending the data. So when I say HDFS to, I'm sending data to RDMS table, RDMS table, that is called the export. Okay. So sqoop export command will be exporting data, sqoop import command will be importing data. Okay. So first we start with the sqoop import command. Okay. So for very first sqoop import command, right, we will do when we have the data in some SQL database and we want to write the data into the Hadoop file system. Okay. So when we look at here, like I'm just creating a one simple table, employee table with 3 fields. Okay. So I'm just creating employee ID, name, and age. So this table I'm creating in my database. So I have already selected my database. Now I'm going to create a table, and after this table, I will be inserting data. So I'm just writing some sample data. So this is a basic insert into command, right? So this insert into command. So this insert into command, right? Writing the data. This is the one row is written, and the second row, I'm writing a second row with employee ID 2, and value is the name test 1, and the age is there. So when I do select star from table, so I should get the data from my table, right? So 2 rows are there, ID, name, age. Okay. So I have completed till here. My data is ready in the RDMS database. Now I have to prepare my sqoop import command. Okay. So let's understand this sqoop import command. Okay. So I just write it here because I don't need to go again and again. Write it here in the notepad. So when I start the very first sqoop import command, so the one parameter is a connect. Connect is a JDBC URL. You know, when I'm connecting the database and want to get the database name, so I want to connect some MySQL database. So I'm just giving a local host, and 3306 is a port. Even this port, if I don't give, that will also work fine because the default port for the MySQL is 3306. Okay, for other databases, if you're using Oracle is I think 1521. Okay, so you can skip the data port, right? Because port will automatically taken as a default port. Another thing is here, actually one server secure layer, right? So this error will come, server socket layer error. Okay, so it's a handshaking error, right? So for avoiding that error, I have add this property. Okay, I will show you if you don't give this property, so you will get exception, right? Even your data will be transferred, but it will show some exception. Okay, so you if you skip this one without use SSL false. Okay, so use SSL false, I'm saying I don't want to use the SSL, so I'm just making it false. By default is the true, right? So I'm just removing it. Okay, I'll show you without that how it will look like. I'm giving a username. This is my password of the database. I'm telling about what is a table, and it is the directory in my Hadoop file system where I want to create a file. Okay, so I'm giving us some location. Suppose I say some new location, I say workshop 1 2, and I'm creating a some sqoop 1 directory. So I'm creating a this sqoop, this is a root directory. This is a root directory, and inside that one sqoop 1 directory. So this directory can be already exist directory. It's not a problem, but this directory should be always a new directory. Because if you don't give this directory as a new directory, the last directory, so you will get the error directory already exists. Okay. So I have already changed this one, means it is completely new, right? These are the new. So I'm going to create, I'm running this sqoop import. So I'm doing in the dollar shell. So here I can run the sqoop import command. So when and last parameter is, this is minus m, means like I want to create a one output file. Okay, so minus m means mapper. So sqoop is by default is a mapper job. It is not a reducer job. It's a mapper job, and mapper job means there is no reducer. Okay, but reducer can come in picture in sqoop when you are doing some aggregation select query you are doing, right? Suppose you are bringing the data like group aggregation you are doing, but simple select query, there is no reducer. Okay, so I'm saying I want to get only one output file. Okay, so I'm using minus m parameter. This is for parallel processing. But if I increase this parameter minus m 2, 3, 4, so your data will be start importing parallelly, like in the different files. Okay, suppose I'm giving m4 and you have 100 record. So you will create a 4 file, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. So 4 files will be created. Okay, so when I run this command, is not recognizing info. Space. Okay, so did you check this? Like this is a exception is coming. This is a handshaking exception. Something like you can see here SSL exception, right? So if you use that SSL true false, right? SSL use SSL false. So this exception will not come. But even after that also it is importing data. It is importing data, but this exception is coming. So when you use question mark, use SSL false, so this exception will not be appear. Okay. So can you see here how many records are retrieved?
Yes,
So
10 records.
yeah, so 10 record is because I didn't change my database and height table. I have used the database sqoop one, right? There EMP table is already there, right? So it is imported that one. Okay. So if I see in my sqoop one database, so there is a table with the 10 record. So whatever I created this table, it has not imported because I didn't change the table name. So if I say use sqoop one, okay. So when I do show tables, here is also EMP or EMP1. I give in EMP. Okay, so when I do select start from EMP, so here are the 10 records. So this 10 means this is imported from this one. Okay. So anything you can use it. Okay. This is just for example, I showed, right? You can create your own database, your own table. So here it's showing retrieve 10 records. And where this 10 records are imported, and here you can also see map input record 10. So your input record also 10 and output record also 10 in the file, right? So your input and output record are same. It means your number of records are copied, imported correctly, right? Now I want to check Hadoop fs minus ls slash workshop 2. What is the directory I created? Workshop 2 and sqoop 1 2. So workshop 2 sqoop 1 2. In this directory, given M2 or M1? M1 I given. Directory is already present. Okay. This is not actually, this date is scoop 1, 2. Okay. So scoop 1, not scoop 1, 2. Okay. So this one, workshop 2.
Shop 1, 2.
This is my the directory. If you see, only one file will come, right? Okay. So only one file is coming. And here, if I want to see the content of this file, and this is the part M. I told you scoop is a mapper job. There is no reducer, right? So the output, same you seen in the map reduce also, whenever you are getting the output from the map side join. So you are getting part M file. And when you are getting the output from the reducer, you get the part R, right? The same thing is here. When you are getting the scoop, like select query, because there is no reducer, so part M will be there. So Hadoop FS cat. So you can see the content. So it will be same 10 records will be there. Okay. And I told you this is a comma delimited, right? Because the default, if you are not specifying your field terminated by, it will take the default is comma delimited. If you specify your field terminated by dollar, the same data will come as a dollar separated. Okay. So let's try this one. So here I keep it. And one more thing I'm using here, this delete target dir. So what is the use of this delete target dir? The rest other properties are same, like connect is there, username is there, password is there, emp table is there. But I'm using a one extra property, target delete target dir. So what it will do, you don't need to mention a new directory. It will delete the directory and create a new directory. So that is the delete target dir. So if you use this one, so you don't need to give every time the new directory. It will delete whatever data is there in scoop 1, 2, and it will, okay. So just like, okay, scoop 1 we have already. We try on the scoop 1. And this one I'm using use SSL equal to false. And one more extra thing I'm giving here, field terminated by dollar, or I can give 5 symbol. Okay. And the last I'm giving minus M1. Okay. I will show you that how to increase this minus M, because we have to add one more property. Okay. So again, I'm doing a scoop import. So this time you will see you are not getting any error related to SSL, right? Okay. So it is skipped, right? Because of this use SSL equal to false. Okay. And next is you are going to get retrieve zero record. Okay, what is the table and what we are using? So we are using scoop and we are saying here table EMP. We use the same scoop 1 and EMP or scoop 2. Okay. Maybe the scoop directory is scoop database has this EMP or not, or EMP is empty. That could be a reason. Like if we see the empty zero record means if I see the use scoop and there is a select star from EMP, here is the empty, right? So that is the reason no data. Okay. So either use scoop 1 or 2, so that is having the data. So delete target dir, the advantage is you don't need to, even this is completed, right? So the directory will be created. Even your data is not transferred, but your directory will be created. So next time the directory again will be deleted and created again. Okay. Because we are using delete target dir. Okay. So this time I given the scoop 2, right? In scoop 2, EMP table has 2 record only. So now I check my, this is the same, right? Location is same. Yes. Workshop 2. The workshop 2. And it is coming pipe delimited, right? I told you, right? If you give dollar, so dollar separated will come. If you give pipe and pipe, but if you don't give any field terminated by, if you don't give any field terminated by, so it will take it default is a comma delimited. Okay. Okay. So this is a second variation. Okay. So if I want to, okay, this one we already seen. Suppose instead of like all column, when I'm giving minus minus table EMP, so my columns, all columns are coming. But if I say I want only specific columns, so minus minus columns. When I give minus minus columns and I say ID and name, I don't want age, right? So only two columns I want. So two columns, so I will specify the columns, so only those columns data will come. Okay, and delete target dir I'm using, so it will be deleting the directory. So here is the, I'm using the sqoop 1 I should use, or sqoop 2. Your sqoop import command. This sqoop import command you can write in the shell script. You can run the shell script. Okay. So rather than writing again and again sqoop import, right, you can run the shell script. Okay. So this time again the two record. Okay. And the same location. So if I check, so only two column dollar separated is coming. Okay. Because I given only two columns, right? So two columns dollar separated is coming. Okay. So this one is sqoop import with minus minus columns. Okay. Next thing is, suppose I want to do more number of mappers, right? So there are the two parameters, either minus m you can use, or minus num. Actually, this is the hyphen hyphen. So first hyphen hyphen is there, and second one is any word is there, it will come with the single hyphen. If you see target dir, the first one is a hyphen hyphen, and after that conjugative words are coming only hyphen. If you see delete target dir, hyphen hyphen, then single single hyphen, right? If it is only one single word, so hyphen hyphen will come. Okay. So remember it, like when you are using either minus m or minus num mappers, number of mappers, like you are specifying number of mappers. Okay. So suppose you want to increase your number of mappers. So what is the condition for that? Okay. If you are using number of mappers, so you have to select a column on which column you want to split the data. I'm saying in my MySQL table, one ID column is there. Okay. In the MySQL table, ID column is there, this ID column. And what I want, like if I'm giving minus M2, so what it will do? First 5 record will go to the in 1, and rest 6 to 10 will go in 1. So the data will be parallelly by two connections will be there. Like two JDBC connection parallelly will run. So this data will be parallelly will be running, and this data will be importing parallelly in the one file. So both files, so that is the reason minus m parameter is called parallelism, because it is increasing your number of mapper to read data parallelly and write data into file parallelly. Okay. So when you are going to use minus m parameter with the more number of values, so you have to check which column is a unique ID column. You cannot choose on this column, this column, this column, because here is no ID values, because you have to equally distribute the data, right? So you have to choose the value, you have to choose the column which is unique column or any primary key column. But in this table, there is no primary key. So if primary key is not there, but we can use other column as a unique values column, right? Okay, so ID column is the column. Okay, so what I need to do, I have to tell in my split by column. So based on this value, it will equally distribute the data. Suppose I say 3 I gave. So in that case, what it will do, it will take 3, then next 3, then next 3, and then last file will be 1. Okay, so that kind of dividation will be there. Okay. Okay. So when you are using, but this is not mean like you will be doing 100 to 100 will be. So it is a overhead is there, right? Like after a one certain point, right? There is a threshold is there, and we don't know the threshold. After which threshold, the minus m parameter will not be giving you faster speed. It will create a number of files more, but speed you cannot say will be faster after certain threshold. Okay, if I say minus m, I'm giving 8. Okay, so it will create a two file, one with the 8 record and one with the, okay, 108 means like you will be creating small files, right? So here the thing is, you should always choose the number. If the large number of data records are there, proportionally you choose the number. Okay, but don't try like higher number. More higher number is not giving the benefit, right? After the 6, 7, right? These numbers you will not give the benefit. Okay, so that threshold you have to keep in mind. So you can keep trying one time, two time, and then find the which threshold you are getting the faster speed, right? The data retrieval. Okay. So, okay, the scoop one, we have the 10 record. Okay, we go with that. And table is EMP. And here I'm creating a one directory. This one, scoop one thing. So, so two files will be created because here I given two mappers. So here you will see map is 0%, reduce is 0%. Okay. Map is 50% because two files are there, right? 50-50 divided. If it is three files, 33 will be divided. If four is a number of mapper, it will be divided into the 0, 25, 50, and 100. But it still reduce, you see 0 because there is no reducer, right? So there is no reducer is there. So that is the reason only mapper job. So you will see here it is divided into the 0 to 50 and 50 to 100. Okay, when you are saying mappers are 3, so 0 to 33, 32, 66, and 66 to 99, right? So that will be three mapper tasks. Okay, so retrieve 10 record, total records are 10. Input record 10, output record 10, but these 10 records are divided into the two files. Okay, I'll check Hadoop fs minus ls. So here, first we check two files are created. One is this file 0001 and one is 00001 and 000. So Hadoop fs minus cat. Can you see here the 5 are coming and the other 5, if you see here 0001. So this one is showing the other 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So 1, 2, 5, the first 5 and the second 5. If you change it, again, if I write it again, same command, and I make it 3. Okay. And I'm not deleting it because it is using the delete target dir. I'm not creating a new directory. Just I have started again. So these files will be deleted and again you will get 3 files. So you can verify. $33, $67, and 100. Okay, so when you see here, but still the records are 3. So first file is 001. Okay, this is the 000. 000 is the first file. Last one is taking 4. 001, 3, 2. Okay, last one is taking the 4 because the remaining will go to the third file. Okay, so first it will start from the three partitions, but last one is go all the one. Okay, because your minus m is 3. Okay, if we give 4, what will happen? If I change to 4, so 0%, 25%, 50%, and 100%. 50 and 75 and 100. Okay, 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, so we have 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, now we check the data. So first we see 0, 0, 0, 3 record, 0, 0, 0, 1, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7, 3, 3. So sometimes it's like it's deciding. Okay, so 3 plus 2, 2, 3, like this way it has divided. They should equally divide it. Okay, so this is basically use the, what is the use of the minus m parameter? So minus m parameter is like we are giving the value and then it will be. So did you see the difference, like when I'm increasing parameter, so it's little faster? Because as many as number of minus m parameter means like it will be parallelly start importing the data. Okay, so this we already seen. Okay, I can give the condition also. Like suppose last time you seen that minus minus columns I did, but minus minus columns, apart from that, I will add one more parameter, minus minus where clause. So table is there, column is there, and there is the minus minus where also there. So minus minus where, what it will do, it will add the condition, right? Suppose I say I want only some column is there, id column, I say id greater than 5. So I want only id greater than 5 data. I don't want ID1, ID2, ID3, ID4, or even ID5. So ID6 it will start. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I want only that data. So I will run this one. So where condition and columns conditions, columns you can give. Okay. So it is not like column you should give. So you can give minus minus table, and where clause you can give, or table is mandatory, right? Minus minus table you have to give. So column and where is not mandatory. If you don't give the where, it will bring all the data. If you don't give the column, all columns. Okay, so I think I have selected. If 2 is not. Okay, scoop 2 is having ID only 2, right? So 5 ID greater than 5, there is no data, right? So scoop 2, right, which I created new table. Okay, so if I want to test it, so scoop 2 I should give ID greater than 1. So in that scenario, only one record will come. So I will give scoop. So here I'm giving ID greater than 1. So scoop is very straightforward command. If you just have command and just you can just you have set up your MySQL, and so right now you are getting only one record. So I will check my directory and part 000. So only one is coming ID 2 and the 2 columns, right? So here the where condition is working. Okay. So now next we go so far we have seen, like we can use minus minus table, minus minus column, minus minus where, right? So we can do. But suppose I want to write my custom query, right? I want to write my select query and I want to use some join also. Suppose I'm getting the data from the two table. Here is a option only for one table you can get the data. You cannot use any join here, right? Only whatever table you give, that table data will come. But minus minus query is called free from query. Free from query is there is no restriction. You can write anything in the query. This query will be executed in the database and get the result. Okay. But only one thing is there in this query, minus minus query attribute. Here you have to add this dollar condition. This is mandatory. This ID greater than one, this is my choice. Okay, whether I want to get more than, I want to get the ID where ID is greater than one, only that data I want. Okay, but if I say I don't want this one, I want all the two record. So, but dollar condition is must. The dollar condition is a mandatory clause that you have to give in the where. Okay, where dollar condition. Even you are giving your extra condition or not. If you are giving your extra condition, so you have to add your extra condition. Like you say, I want to filter on the ID, I want to filter on the name, I want to filter on the age, anything. But you have to give extra condition, right? And condition. If you don't want, then still dollar condition is needed. Okay. And your data will come, all the data will come. Okay. So let's see this one. Okay, so here I'm just trying to get, this is same like what I did in the beginning, right? All the field I'm getting, all the field, but I'm giving the, if you want two column only or one column, so you can add or remove column here, right? Or if you want to change condition or add condition, so you can change it here. Okay. So if you give, I show you the error, right? What error comes, okay? If I don't give dollar condition, because this one I prepared to show what message comes, okay? So first I'm showing without dollar condition, okay? So let's see this one, and I use here sqoop 2, okay? So when I run this query, and okay, I change here sqoop 1, delete target dir is there. So I copy this. So this will definitely give error, and my error is coming must contain dollar condition. That is the reason I wanted to show you why dollar condition is mandatory. So must contain dollar condition. Okay. Even if you have any condition, your condition, you put it and condition. Okay. So this will not work. So you have to use this one, dollar condition and ID greater than one. Okay. So now if I run this one, okay. So now I run this one. So this one, okay, sqoop 2, there is no EMP1. Okay. So that is my mistake. So EMP1 is not there, EMP is there. Okay, the new table I created in the sqoop 2. So you can easily come to know the error. You just scroll up and check what is the error. Okay. Again, you run. Again, I'm using mapper one only. Okay. So just I was showing. So retrieve one record. So retrieve one record, I was going to check in my, this is the same directory. So here is one record is coming and I'm getting all three feeds. So I'm trying to get all three, right? And with dollar condition and ID is greater than one. So only ID one. If I don't give this ID greater than one and I run it again, so I will get it. two records. So if your Ubuntu has a good memory, so your scoop import will be faster. It will not take much time. And that other reason is the data is less. So when data is less, so that less time will be taking because we are just using one or two record data. Okay. But if you are using 100,000 millions of records, so it will be taking time to receive two records and those two records in the same file. So two record you got it. Okay. So this one we tested. Okay. This is not tested version. Okay. This will be giving error. Dollar condition is mandate. Dollar. Okay. So now this is another utility. I told like there are the sqoop eval or sqoop. So one is like I want to find, this is not a sqoop import command. This is just for information purpose. How many databases are there in my MySQL database? I can get the list of databases. So when I run this, and one more thing is when you are connect URL you give, don't pass the database name because you are trying to get all the databases name. Okay. So you don't need to pass the database name. So this is the list of all databases, right? You can see here my all databases names are coming. Okay. And when I want to see all the tables name for any database, to pass the database name /sqoop and give the username and password. So you will get the list tables. So these are the utility of the sqoop, right? Which is, it is not doing any import anything. It is not doing, it is just giving you the information, how many tables, how many databases in your MySQL is there. So it is showing for me sqoop only, right? When I say sqoop 2, so what will be the result? Only one, right? Because I created only EMP table. So you can see only EMP is coming. So whatever database you gave, that particular database tables will come. Okay. So when I'm giving a sqoop, so this is for the all tables in my sqoop database. Okay. So these are the two utilities. Another utility is import all table. So suppose I say I want to import, like here so far I was doing one by one import, right? One time, like one table, one at a time. But suppose I have a requirement in my complete sqoop database, all tables I want. So all tables I want. So there is a way we can use import all table. And import all table, what it will do, same sqoop import command, it will run number of times. Suppose you have a 5 tables. So first time it will take a one table and run it. Second time it will run the second table, it will run. So what are the parameter you have to give? Just only connect, username and password. If you observe here, you are not giving any target dir here. Are you giving any target dir? So that there is a one limitation, right? Target dir you can't give. It will be going by default your base directory, not even the root. So when I do the base directory, this is my Hadoop base directory. So this base directory, if the same table name is there, it will give you the error. Okay, because I have already these tables are there, right? So these are already imported in my base directory. So this location you can't change. This will go to the base directory. Okay. So what sqoop import all will do, it will take the data one by one from each table of the database and write into the base directory. This is the base directory. Okay, if you see the root directory, okay, if you slash, you put it slash, this is your root directory. If you see, these are all root label slash slash slash. And if you see the base directory, means without root, without slash. So if the tables are here, you have to remove these folders. Okay, let's see that what error you will get it if the folder is already there. So if I'm doing this and this is sqoop one I do. How many table were there in the sqoop one? If we check here, I printed here, right? This is a sqoop one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 tables are there. We don't try all these one because it will take time. Okay, so we do one thing, we create in the one more table about the okay, this is fine. EMP, EMP1, EMP2, employee, employee1. Total 5 tables are there. Okay, so 5 tables are there. So I make it, which database I'm using? Sqoop 1. Okay, so sqoop 1, I will be doing import all table. I copy this and run the sqoop import all table. First table is my EMP table. See, it skipped, it came and it came out because the EMP is already exists. So I have to remove Hadoop fs minus R and R, and I have to remove the EMP. Okay, so I removed it. Okay, what else is there? EMP1, I will be removed. Okay, so this is also removed. What else is there? EMP2, employee and employee1. Okay, EMP2, employee and employee. Multiple directory I can delete. So employee 1 is not there. Okay, and what else is there? Employee 1, employee. Okay, 2 is deleted. EMP2 also not there. So it means now everything is clean. Okay, now I will start my sqoop import all. So if you see first table, it will start EMP. It is doing one by one same import command multiple times. So if you are seeing the log, you will see somewhere EMP will come, right? This is importing for the EMP. So this is done. Okay, this is done for EMP. Second one is, if you see here EMP1, this is the second one is going to do. Okay, this is for EMP1. So this is second one is going on. This is EMP1 is going on. This is second one. This is three. Now third one is EMP2. This EMP2 is going on. Actually, it creates a jar, and in this jar have the class name is the same class name EMP2. So actually, the sqoop import is nothing but your JDBC code. Java code is there. It is converting Java code for connecting to the database and get the data. So third one is done. This is the another one is a employee dot table, employee table. So employee dot jar is there. This is the fourth one. This is the fourth one. Last one, employee one. This is the last one. Okay, so this one will do the sqoop import all to import all. So this last one retrieve zero record. Maybe this table is an empty table. Okay, so if I want to verify, ls I do. Okay, so in the base directory, what are the new one is created? If you see the by time 1290, so these are the 5 1219s are there, right? If you see 1219, these are the 5, and this one we seen like some of them is like if I want to see the data inside this ls emp1 So there is a part employee. Actually, this is not a root will come. Okay. If you give slash means it will check the root. Okay, so you don't need to give the root. So emp slash part m 000. Okay, so you see, okay, actually I have to do cat command. So here is, this is the data. Okay, so one more thing is there. Suppose I don't want to import all table. So there is a clause exclude table. Suppose out of 5, I want to import only one table. 4 table I don't want to import. Okay, so or sometimes you have a 5 table, you say I don't want one table, so you can give the comma separated table name. Okay, so this command will be useful, but before that you have to remove those RMR, EMP2 employee, EMP1 and EMP. So let's all 5 are deleted. Okay, now I run this one, and now this time I'm giving the exclude table. Suppose I want 2 table import, EMP and EMP1, and I don't want these 3. I don't want. So I don't want these 3. So I will give the comma delimited. I will give comma delimited this table name. So these tables will be skipped. Okay. So I'm running again the same command. Okay. So you will see first is a EMP. Okay. Oh, this database is different. Okay. I have to choose the same database. Okay. The sqoop one. So you are creating with your database, so you will not have any problem, because mine is the commands are with the different database and I'm doing the different database. So you just change your database name, then run all commands. Okay. So you change it. So one is done. So this is second one. So how many will skip? 3 will skip. So total 2 will be imported. So employee is importing. So how many skip is? Employee 1 is skip. See, 2 more skip are here. So skip EMP, EMP1, and the last one is employee. EMP, EMP1 and employee 1. These are the same. EMP, EMP1 and employee 1. And other 2 imported. So if I see Hadoop FS LS, so I will see today date only 2 are there. Right? Employee 2 and employee. Okay. So do practice this one. So tomorrow I will cover some other sqoop import utilities. Okay. So do practice for today. Okay. Thanks everyone.